had any ideas about getting fresh, I'd give her more than he bargained for.
Lord and mercy, Mrs. Bassett, you never did ya?
Never mind, Mr. Perkins. Oh, you should have seen his face. If looks could kill.
Well, you certainly know how to handle men, Mrs. Bassett, and no mistakes.
No, not what you're alluding to, I'm sure, Mr. Perkins. Of course, you've got a much better class of traveller before the war. Much more refined. A real gentleman. Not unlike yourself, if you'll pardon my familiarity. And what are you doing standing there with your ears flapping, Iris? Table 3 needs clearing if it's not too much trouble, of course.
Yes, Mrs. Bassett.
And of course, you can't get the stuff these days either.
I know exactly what you mean, Mrs. Bassett. That new porter on the morning shift, he's just the same, the younger generation. Yeah, I had a right one this morning. Chap with a third-class ticket on the 9:15. Was in the lavatory and pulled the blooming communication cord. I swore blind he meant to pull the lavatory chain. I told him straight, if the train was in the station, either way it was against the regulations. But would he have it? Oh no, I had to send for Mr. Hancock. And you know what Mr. Hancock had to say?
Laura! Laura! Oh, so there you are. Thank God I found you. Oh, when you ran off like that, I began to think something ghastly had happened to you. I felt so beastly. Oh, Laura.
Alec, it's just no good. I had to get away from that awful flat. I just don't know how we got into all this.
Oh, Laura, you know I love you so much.
Oh, Alec, you know that I love you with all my being. I've never been happier than in these past few months with all the time we spent together. But if we look into our hearts, deep down I think we both know it could never have worked. We have our own lives and our own responsibilities. I have to think of my children, Tommy and Dorothy, and Trixie the dog, and the guinea pigs, Flopsy and Flopsy, and the goldfish. And then, of course, there's my husband, Fred. Dear, ordinary, reliable, conventional, respectable, decent, stiff-upper-lipped, boring, tedious, old friend.
Oh, I can hardly remember a time before I met you, before you commenced our life. You know, Laura, when I'm not with you, life seems so empty. Days seem so long, and everything seems so boring and meaningless. Oh, you know. Oh. If only I had met you years ago, who knows how things might have turned out. Oh dear. But now, I'm not sure. It's all getting so complicated. I think my wife is beginning to suspect something.
It was bound to happen, eventually.
Oh, it seems so unfair. Dash it all. Laura, my dear.
Yes, darling?
Oh, Laura, my love. There's something I just have to tell you. I've been putting it off all day, but I think you really should know. I've been offered a new position as a senior doctor in a hospital in Africa.
Oh, Alec, I feel so stupid. I wish I understood all those complicated medical words. But we have to be brave. And you know, Alec, deep down I think we both know it could never have worked. Love is all very well, but what about self-respect and decency and stiff upper lips? Oh, darling, what are we going to do?
Oh, darling, we have so little time.
Alec, would you like me a cigarette?
Of course. You know, darling, I think of you every time I use this lighter you gave me.
Hello there, Laura. Oh, fancy seeing you here. Oh, I'm sorry you're with someone. Look, do you mind if I put these bags down? I'm shocked till I forgot. I was browsing around the linen department in Shackleton's today. Oh, they always have such lovely towels, especially that pastel pink. When you drape yourself in them after a hot bath and feel its silky texture gently caressing your bare buttocks and thighs. And they come up so well in the wash. The towels, that is, of course. Oh, well, Laura, you mustn't let me carry on like this. Ooh, there is someone. Aren't you going to introduce me? Hello, I'm Dulcie Pargeter.
Dulcie, this is Dr. Harley.
Ellie, hello.
I say, would you mind most awfully getting me a cup of tea? I'm feeling a little parched.
Hold on, everyone. George, dear boy, tremendous performance, darling, but that last line of yours.
You mean Ellie, hello?
Yes. Well, it's that hello. I'm wondering if you can't do a bit more with it. Perhaps convey something about its essential ambivalence to the situation in which he finds himself. His primordial yet unrequited yearning for his beloved Laura. His fundamental humanity as a committed member of the medical profession. His frustration at the unexpected arrival of the interloper.
The fact that he's old enough to be her father.
I beg your pardon, dear. By the way, is that a new hairstyle, Hermione?
Oh, why, yes, Alec. I was wondering if you noticed.
It's just I happen to know it's half price for pensioners on Tuesdays.
Okay, everyone, stop page 6. Hermione, give the cue, Katie.
Dulcie, this is Dr. Harley.
Ellie, hello.
I say, would you mind awfully getting me a cup of tea? I'm feeling a little...
Oh, sorry, Richard, I didn't realise you wanted us to continue. Right. By the way, was that primordial enough for you?
Ravishing, love it.
Okay.
It's nice to coffee you've got there, Hermione. I hope it's not going around. I felt a little bit of a tickle in the bathroom this morning.
Okay, boys and girls, once more and straight on this time.
Okay.
Dulcie, this is Dr. Harley.
Ellie, hello.
So, would you mind most awfully getting me a cup of tea? I'm feeling a little parched.
I think you'd be good at getting it yourself, dear.
Talking of tea, I hope we get a break soon. Absolutely gasping back here.
All right, everyone. I don't think we've got much time to go any further with that, but I would like to have a canter through the flashback scene on page 15. Okay, Hermione, Terry, whenever you're ready.
We were out in the country and feeling quite jolly. We had a delightful lunch in the cafeteria of the hospital where Alec works. Steamed fish, boiled potatoes and cauliflower, followed by a scrummy tapioca pudding. And then Alec said he'd take the afternoon off because he didn't have much on that day. Just an open heart transplant and a couple of kidney operations. Oh, how I wish I understood all those complicated medical words. So there we were, bowling along the country lane in Alec's car, when all of a sudden we pulled over to the side of the road. Alec looked across at me with his big brown eyes and said,
Darling Laura, there's something I just have to tell you. I've been putting it off all day, but I think we just have to get it off my chest. It seems so absurd, but now that it's happened, I think we both should face up to it. Oh, Laura, my darling.
yes, Alec, yes, what is it?
Oh, Laura, my love.
Yes, Alec, yes.
I think we've run out of petrol.
Oh, Alec, I don't give two hoots about the car. And with that, he enfolded me in his strong arms, and our lips finally met. Of course, I was frightfully late getting home that evening, and as I walked in through the door, Fred was there waiting.
glad to see you back, young Tommy. You wouldn't go to bed till you got home.
Mummy, Flopsy and Mopsy escaped from their cage and Trixie was chasing them round the garden. Then I was chasing Trixie and Daddy was chasing me. It was jolly bit of fun, Mummy. Oh, I wish you'd been there to see Daddy chasing me round the garden.
So do I, Tommy. So do I.
Now come along, Tommy. It's time for you to go upstairs. I want to see you tucked up in bed, waiting for your good night kiss.
Okay, thank you everyone. You're all doing marvellously well. We're going to leave it there. We've only got 15 minutes till we go on the air now, so don't anybody go too far.
Right, I'm just going to pop down to the canteen. Can I get anyone anything?
Oh, decent co-star.
I beg your pardon, dear.
A fruit and nut bar. How very kind of you to offer, my dear child. I'm sure I don't deserve it. Some tea would be very nice, please. Darjeeling, if they have it.
Right, one tea.
Oh, and if you could possibly ask them for a nice white china cup and saucer. I can't bear these mugs everyone uses these days. The tea just doesn't taste the same.
Right, one tea, white china.
Oh, and if you could possibly ask them for a left-handed cup. It's my arthritis, you know. But you mustn't put yourself in too much trouble on my account.
Oh, I wouldn't dream of it. Shall I see if they've got a left-handed spoon for you down there? What about you, Maurice?
Oh, well, I could murder a gin and tonic, actually, but I think Sir would probably kick up a fuss, so I think I'll just have a milky coffee, please, dear.
Well, I'm feeling extravagant today. Could you get me a packet of cheese and onion crisps and a lemonade?
I'll give you, Rose.
To the photo.
Right, anyone else?
I think we're amply provided for in here, thank you, darling. Terry has kindly brought on a large thermos and a bounteous supply of fish-based sandwiches, which I have been munificently asked to partake.
Right, so one tea, one coffee, cheese and onion, and lemonade.
Oh, what an obliging little thing you are. Isn't she, George?
Oh, you must let me give you a hand, Suzanne.
Why, thank you, kind sir.
Oh, another way we can discuss various aspects of your past. Consider it a little fatherly advice from an old hand. Besides, it's getting rather stuffy.
Right, we shan't be long.
Fatherly advice, indeed. And I know which aspects of her past those hands are interested in. You don't have to tell me, dear. After all, I've been married to George for nearly 15 years, remember? I know all about his slime little things. In fact, I can probably tell you exactly what he's saying to Sam at this very minute. Oh, you've got a rare gift, Lydia. Yours is a special talent, the right kind of nurturing from the right person can lead you to the top of our profession. I knew it from the very first time I set my eyes on you. A bright new star in the thespian firmament.
Did I miss something?
No, Morris, just an old joke. A very old joke. It's no laughing matter really, though. You know, each time George feels the sap rising and starts pursuing some new femme fatale, it's always me who gets upset. If he gets the push, then he's just impossible for weeks. And if he doesn't get the elbow, he's even more insufferable. Oh, you know, Rose, I think he honestly believes I swallow each one of those pathetic little stories he comes out with. Well, I suppose he's at that awkward age. He's been at that awkward age for the past 12 years. I think I've just about had enough. Sure not. I mean, it's just flirting, that's all. Possibly, but one day I think he's going to push his luck just a bit too far. How are things with you, Morris? Any good auditions coming up?
No. I thought this one sounded rather up my street. Have a butcher's.
There you go. I think we're running over a smidgen. We need to lose about 20 seconds somewhere. Any bright ideas?
Well, there is that case secrets on page 19. It's a standard recording from the Sound Library. It's a castle class 460. Go it up the Hutton stretch of the ship of the district railway line to Farnborough. But, although it's
Terry. That's absolutely fascinating. But
Now, I do have to admit, a restored middle-aged class, and it's recorded by myself. Oh, yeah, restored middle-aged class 440. Bricks freight filling up the midway watering past platform 4 at Convo Station.
that's most interesting, Terry. But if you could just get to the
Right stop, right location. Most important for our purposes. Superb, not dangerous.
Terry, dear heart, do you think you could just for remote possibility just give me
And I'll save you 17.5 seconds.
just give me a chance to make a note of that. Platform 4.
Yes, it's just right in here. I don't know what you mean, Rose. I've always rather fancied myself with Lincoln Green.
If you ask me, Morris, it's any excuse to wear tights with you, no matter what the colour. Oh, by the way, Morris, I've been meaning to ask you. You're not still seeing that nice boy in the TV makeup department by any chance?
Russell, you mean? Well, he fits me in once in a while, if you get my meaning. Oh, Russell is very much in demand, though, very professionally speaking, of course. I would have thought he was your kind of thing, Rose. What's your type?
No, I was wondering if, by any chance, we could get you some more of that French lipstick. You know the stuff I mean, waterproof, windproof.
No probs, dear. Can't say it's gonna work for me, though. But I'll have a little rummage in my bag after we've finished up here. I think I might have one in my bag. Oh, what do you know? I think a nice misty peach might suit you right down to the ground. It'll suit you very well. It'll suit you.
Rose, could you spare us some love? That microphone has been cutting in and out a bit. You were about to test it for me, would you?
For you, darling, anything. Now, what would you like? I can do you the cocktail party scene from King Lear. Or that tap dancing sequence from Head of Game. Oh, I know. There's that big Act 2 chorus number from Waiting for Godot. Oh, don't worry, I got just the ticket. I'll do the TV, no, the radio advert for ITV. You ready? Mother always said that the way to a man's heart is through his stomach. And you know, she was right. So ask your newsagent for surgery for beginners. Out now, in 26 weekly pumps. Get a free kidney bowl with part 1.
Oh, well done, Rose.
It's still not right. It sounds like it might be a dodgy electricity card or a coupler. Could you give us a bit more?
Yeah, you're never satisfied, young fella. Your mother always warned me about lads like you. Walter! Leave me to the altar. You're more than the whole world to me.
She's blown it completely now. I'll have to pop down and start your replacement. Well, get your skates on. We're on the air in less than 10 minutes. 8 minutes, 23 seconds.
Hello, Terry. I've heard all about you, you know. You're a quick worker, aren't you? I've heard that you've got the biggest woofers this side of Watford. Oh no, but seriously though, if you're not doing anything after the show, I know this little bijou bar that we can go to.
Oh, you dare to be to the Gertie now, right? Now there's an offer. Oh, now, too. By the way, Rose, I put in for a bonus party. Aren't they supposed to pay double for singing? Well, not on this production, they don't. What does he do? No. It's no budget, in case you hadn't noticed. That's why they're doing it live to save on studio time, and why George and Suzanne are both playing more than one part.
Well, if you want my opinion, I think that's something cooked up by George and Uncle Dickie over there.
just so George can have some extra rehearsals. Private ones, of course. Very private if the state of George's collars these past few days are anything to go by.
I didn't hear my name being taken in vain just then, did I, Hermione?
Don't know what you mean, my dear boy. Is this my bouquet, by the way?
But of course, Hermione, we should be grateful for the work that we get these days, especially when you get to our age.
Grateful doesn't enter into it, Rose. I mean, it's a disgrace how few parts there are for, well, the more mature actors. What parts there are tend to go to the likes of What's-Her-Face. It's so topsy-turvy. The more experienced we get, the fewer roles there are for us to play. You know, it seems to me that on radio, it's only your voice you're using. The main qualification for getting a part is the size of your bust.
Oh, I know, dear. You think it would be the other way round. I mean, a big bust stops you getting up close to mine. Oh, I've just remembered. There's something I need to have a little word with Richard about. I won't. I'm just going to go back. Dicky dogs!
Ah, Rose, fair of face, charming of countenance, delicate of demeanour, most modest of maidens, and light of my life. Look, it's about the money, you know.
No, Dick, it's not about the money. I gave up all hope of seeing that months ago.
Oh, that's remarkably pleasing.
Dick, would you mind awfully not interrupting for a minute?
Yes, sorry, of course.
You see, the thing is, old boy, is Hermione. She's been having a hard time with things that move one way or another. And I know you're casting for that broadcast of Romeo and Juliet next month.
But yes,
So
but...
I was wondering, as an extra special favour to me, if you could see a way of giving her a part.
My darling Rose, is that all? Oh, well, no problem whatsoever. In fact, I'd already been considering her for the part of Lady Capulet.
No, Dicky, not Lady Capulet.
Not Lady Capulet?
No.
No. Oh, of course. Well, seeing it is you, Rose, I don't suppose it'd be a problem to stretch things a little and offer her the part of the nurse.
No, not the nurse. Not Lady Capulet, not Lady Montague, not even the fair Rosaline.
But that only leaves...
Yes, he does.
Surely you can't be seriously proposing I cast Hermione as...
And why not? Look, it's been a lifelong ambition. Besides, you can do it brilliantly.
Yes, but Juliet's 14, Hermione's... Well, Hermione's old enough to be her mother. Her grandmother, even.
Is it, or is it not you, who always said that the wireless is superior to the cinema because the television and the pictures are so much better? It's what we hear and imagine that's important. Besides, it will really cheer her up.
Yes, but...
Well, there you are, then it's settled.
But Rose, I've already half promised...
Then you
her-
can jolly well unpromised. Besides, if you don't,
Oh dear, you've got that look in your eye.
if you don't, then certain people in high places will finally get to hear about some highly embarrassing and as yet unexplained incidents. Like that time we did Gaslight. Only you said you wanted to create the right atmosphere by having real cylinders of gas hissing away. But of course, for safety reasons, the gas we had to use was helium. We all came out sounding like Donald Duck.
I mean, that could have happened to anyone. Besides, Donald Duck's very popular.
Yes, but in a melodrama. Then, of course, there was your infamous production of Snow White. Why you had to use real dwarves is beyond me.
Oh, that was a misunderstanding with the agents.
All the microphone stands were too tall. We had to stand on cardboard boxes, which had collapsing at vital moments. Hi-ho, it's off to work me. Ah! Or there was that other occasion when we did the Jungle Book.
Oh, Rose,
And you had a safari park friend convince you of bringing a real tiger into the studio.
No, that was years ago.
And when we proceeded to chew through all the wires, the BBC and half the West End were blacked out for 3 hours. Talk about the shock it gave to the poor tiger. Talk about fur flying. I'm sure the police, the electricity board, and the RSPCA, you're very interested to hear about this one.
Okay, Rose, you win. Now that I've thought about it, I see it would be absolutely criminal to give the part of Juliet to anybody but Hermione.
Oh, thank you, dear, sweet Dicky darling. Now remember, not a word to anyone, all right? You know I'll do the same for you one day. Though I think the truth's about it. Now, Maud, I don't know what
so long. George insisted on taking a shortcut, and somehow we ended up in a broom cupboard. But I think we remembered everything. Oh, except for your fruit and nut bar, Moni. I was going to get you a dairy milk, but George said you were trying to lose a bit of weight at the moment, so I thought I'd better not.
Did he indeed? Well, I do suppose I have this large, useless lump I'd be much better off without.
Did you put sugar in mine?
It's in the spoon.
No, thank you. Of
So,
course, you're sweetener.
Yes.
how are things with you? Are you not getting too serious with Russell? Not planning on moving in or anything drastic like that?
No.
Well, if you want my opinion, I think very carefully first. You want to know all about a man before taking a big step like that.
Is that right?
Yes, you could be in for all sorts of nasty surprises, like him shoving his dirty underpants under the bed, or snoring, or grinding his teeth, or never ever helping with the cleaning. Oh, especially not in the bathroom. You must think the toilet magically cleans itself. And never ever helps with the cooking, except he can tell you to the exact minute just how long he likes his eggs boiled for. And then you discover that he dyes his hair, or even worse, he wears a wig!
Yes, I said the very first time I saw you. A bright, shining star with thespian throat.
Heard that one before.
Something amusing, old boy.
Just an old joke I had somewhere else. Hello, good now. Hello. Yes, that's right. What? What do you mean it's stuck? Well, it can't be. But we're just about to go on the air. Can't we wait until... Oh. Okay. I see. Everyone. Slight hitch, I'm afraid. It seems that the lift has got itself stuck between the second and third floors.
Is that all? It's always doing that. I've taken to going on the stairs these days. What's the problem?
The problem, Hermione, darling, is that it is not just the lift that is stuck, that our entire technical department, namely Terry, is incarcerated in the wretched thing, and there's no knowing how long it will be before he gets released. And in case you hadn't noticed, we go on air in a live drama production in less than 3 minutes' time.
But can't someone else do, the technical thingamajiggery, no?
Oh, would that it were that simple, Suzanne, my love. Apart from the fact that the technicians union would close down the entire BBC if anyone dared so much as move a microphone. All of the cues and etc. for the damn sounds are in Terry's charming, yet indecipherable scrawl on the back of this bus ticket. On the other hand, I have it on very good authority that a certain senior member of the royal family is an avid fan of our little efforts and is almost certainly, at this very moment, settling down in front of the wireless with the hot milk and whiskey. And if we don't dig ourselves out of this mess, we can find ourselves blacklisted from these hallowed halls for a very long time to come. I suggest, therefore, that after due and careful consideration of all the options available to us, and given the fact that we are here in less than 2 minutes' time, that we solve the bloody technicians union and do the best we can without them. I shall endeavour to do what I can with that infernal tape machine in there, and I suggest the rest of you, for once, try to act like professionals and do whatever you can, improvise using whatever resources you can to dig ourselves out of this mess.
What resources?
I'm sorry, George.
I said, what resources?
Oh, there are odds and ends around here, tables and chairs and so on, and I think there are some pieces in that cupboard over there. What more do you need? Didn't they teach you anything in drama school? just wanted to say you're pretty well the finest body of men and women it's been my privilege to know. Now, we've got a job to do, and by jingo, I know you won't let me down. The game's afoot. Cry Harry for England and St. George.
Well, come on and bring us to ourselves organised.
Okay, everyone, 10 seconds.
This is the BBC Home Service. It's 8 o'clock and time for the final part of our Tuesday serial Shortish Encounters by Cole Howard, starring George Fielding as Alec and Hermione Fielding as Laura. Shortish Encounters.
Right.
Down to day 15.
Milton Junction, Milton Junction. The next train to arrive at platform 1 is the 5:38 for Chelmsford.
So, I said to him, I think you'll find those rock ones were fresh this morning.
Get away!
And if he had any ideas about getting fresh, I'd give her more than he bargained for.
Lord of mercy, Mrs. Bassett, you didn't, did ya?
I did indeed, Mr. Perkins. Oh, you should have seen his face. If looks could kill.
Well, you certainly know how to handle men and no mistakes.
No, not what you're alluding to. I'm sure, Mr. Perkins. Of course, you've got a much better class of traveller before the war, much more refined. A real gentleman. Not unlike yourself, if you're pardon my familiarity. And what are you doing standing there with your ears flapping at table 3 knees crane if it's not too much trouble, of course?
Yes, Mrs. Bassett.
And of course, you can't get stuff these days either.
I knew exactly what you mean, Mrs. Bassett. That new porter on the morning shift, he was just the same. The younger generation. Yeah, I had a right one this morning. Chap with a third-class ticket on the 9:15. Was in the lavatory and pulled the blooming communication cord. Swore blind he meant to pull the lavatory chain. So I told him straight. Either the trade regulations say he wouldn't have it, and in the end, I had to send for Mr. Hancock. And you know what Mr. Hancock had to say?
Now you bloody hook me up going, you idiot!
Mr. Hancock never said that.
Laura, so there you are, Laura, darling. I've been looking for you everywhere. Thank God I found you at last. When you ran away, I felt so awfully beastly. I started to imagine that all sorts of ghastly things had happened to you.
Oh, Alec, you know that I love you with all my being. I've never been happier than in the past few months. But I have to think right, you, Tommy.
As I was saying, there's my husband's bread. Oh dear, I wish this cold would clear up.
That's better. Dear, oh
only we had met ages ago, who knows how things might have turned out. But, you know, life is getting so complicated. I begin to think my wife is beginning to suspect something.
It was bound to happen, eventually.
Oh, Laura, there's something I just have to tell you.
Yes, darling, yes?
You see, the thing is, I've been offered a new position as a senior medical officer at a hospital in Africa.
Oh, Alec, I feel so stupid. I wish I understood all those complicated medical words. But we must be snake. Slave. Damn grenades make the ink of my script run. Yes, we must be brave. And Alec, deep down, I think we both know it could never have parked. Clocked. Your script's not much better than mine. Oh, darling, love is all very well, but what about self-respect and degeneracy and stiff copper pipes? Oh, darling, what are we going to dig?
Oh, Harry, I feel so stupid. I wish I understood all those complicated...
You took the words right out of my mouth. Oh, Alec, could you light me a cigarette?
Of course, darling.
I really could do with a cigarette. Oh, they're all wet. Perhaps I won't bother.
Oh, she's got one time. Darling, I think of you every time I use one of these matches you bought me.
Hello there, Laura. Fancy seeing you here. Oh, I'm sorry, you're with someone. Look, do you mind if I put these bags down? I've shopped till I've flopped. I was browsing around the linen department in Shackleton's. They always have such lovely towels, especially that pastel pink. And their towels are so soft and fluffy when you drape yourself in one after a hot bath and feel its silky texture gently caressing your bare buttocks and thighs. And they come up so well in the wash. The towels, that is, of course. Oh, well, Laura, you mustn't let me chatter on like this. Aren't you going to introduce me to your friend? Hello, I'm Dulcie Pargeter.
Dulcie, this is Dr. Harley.
Alec,
I say, would you mind most awfully getting me a cup of tea? I'm feeling a little queasy.
I think we all are, dear.
Of course.
Well, you're a dark horse, Laura. Where have you been hiding him? He's very attractive, I must say. Ooh, and a doctor, you say? How fascinating. Look, you really must let me invite you round for some dinner. Our garden's looking lovely at the moment. And last weekend, we picked our first crop of rhubarb. Rhubarb.
And as Dulcie prattled on, I kept wanting to tell her, "Shut up, you stupid woman! We have so little time left together. Why can't you understand? Why can't you see? You waltz in here, the ink still wet on your equity card, and start making eyes at some aging old has-been who's old enough to be your father. You make me sick, young lady. Oh, I bet he's giving you all those old lines about how yours is a special talent and how he's prepared to nurture it. Well, let me tell you, you're not the first person now. He's had on his casting couch. You said you were already the
Dear, I seem to have spilt it. Oh, no problem. Oh, dear. Here's a handkerchief. And
You're so sweet, George. I mean, Dr. Harley. I was just saying to Laura, you must come round to dinner soon. By the way, have you known Laura long?
years and years. Just a few weeks. Yeah, well, actually, we've known each other for years and years, but we lost touch, didn't we, dear?
Yes, that's right, Alex. Lost touch completely.
Yes, and then we met up just a few weeks ago, on this very platform, in fact. Laura had a large lump of grit in her eye, and I offered her my hanky to deal with it. Oh, I still keep that piece of grit in my... Oh my God, Suzanne, are you all right? Are you okay? Quick, someone get the doctor. I think she's got grit in her eye.
Put it right down as far as it will go.
Try to help me nose.
Yes.
It's
saying she was here and I'm getting the old bit of grit out of her eyes. It's all your fault, Mommy.
Oh dear. What's that?
It's my train, I think. I was expecting to hear it about now! Yes, the 5:38 shoes me along at this time.
Yeah! Did I hear you inquiring about the 5:38 to Chelmsford? It's, starting to crows, me old cocker sparrow. All at palaver. There's a delay. Yes, the train is, it hasn't departed yet. It's at the other station. They reckon there's going to be a bit of a delay on it. Did I hear you say that you was a doctor, like? Well, wouldn't you like to have a look at me old corns while you're awake?
I'd rather not. But it's delayed. Often delayed leaves on the line, things like that.
Oh, half a mo. I do believe I hear it now.
Down to day 15.
Oh, Lord mercy. No mistakes. Milton Junction, the next train to arrive on platform 1 is the 5:38 to Chelmsford.
Well, I think that's my train. I shall have to be off. So nice to meet you, Mrs. Pargeter. Goodbye. Goodbye, Laura, old girl. Remember, stiff copper pipes and all that.
Goodbye, Alec. Take care.
Goodbye, Doctor. He seems a very nice man, Laura.
Yes, Dulcie. He's going to Africa.
But I thought he was getting the Chelmsford train.
No, Dulcie. Next week. I shall probably never see him again. What am I going to do without him?
Have you finished with these cups? Oh yes, thanks. I think so. What about you, Laura? I hope you don't think I'm trying to hurry you, like. Oh no, not at all. Only we're closing soon, dearie, and we have What? Oh, I see. Only we're closing soon, dearie, and we have to clean up, see?
No, that's quite all right. We were just going. Oh, Dulcie, I feel such a silly. You are such a good friend to me.
Come along, Laura.
And then where would you be, eh? Yeah, right. Thank you very much. Yes.
And of course, you can't get the stuff these days either.
Oh dear, we're for it now. I think he wants us to skip to the end. That's you, Hermione.
Published by Samuel French Limited, 26 Southampton Street, WC. Oh, sorry. Sorry. And to cut a long story short, well, shortish anyway, it was the next day. In fact, it was the next week. And I'd had an absolutely beastly day in town, so I took the next train home conversation, all of the events of the past few months seemed to flash through my mind, like that wonderful time at the pictures when we saw Jane Eyre. And then there was that glorious afternoon at the boating lake. And how funny it was when you fell in the water. And then there was that glorious day when you took me to the races.
that pastel pink. When you drape yourself in one after a hot bath and feel its silky texture gently caressing your bare buttocks and thighs. Anyway, I got into in the towel department with Fred. Apparently he's very partial to Shackleton's pink fluffy towels, but you always seem to buy those boring white ones from the co-op.
Shut up, you stupid woman! I can't stand it anymore. I don't want to hear anything more of your prattling. I'm fed up with your painted face and your false eyelashes. Here's what you can do with your explanations, naughty target! You're welcome to him. If you want me, you'll find me in Africa. And with that, I stormed back down the stairs, my feet thumping and resounding around the house.
Good read! I should have got rid of your lock when I got it.
The two dogs were following me as I ran down the stairs. I ran out of the house and down the long drive. And as I ran, I splashed through the puddles and I squelched in the gravel. It flew everywhere. On and on I ran down to the railway station. And there, as I stood on the deserted platform, my heart surged with excitement at the prospect of my new future. And there, in the distance, I heard the sound of the approaching 7:05 train. The 7:05 train to Milton and to my future.